everybody, I find myself getting bullied in comments, and I know I've opened myself to a whole nother group of people, and that's fine, and I'm an adult, and like, if I have to block you, that's what I'm gonna do, because I don't have to allow you to hang out in my pool. Like most of my viewers, you know, like bullying or shit talking or like harassing people is never gonna get you anywhere in the community, and I'll just block you everywhere. As many different, profiles as you can create.
Yikes. That's right. Licensed marriage and family therapist Kati Morton, who is a YouTuber here on the platform, just did her video, The Dark Side of Jake Paul, with Shane Dawson, and she's been getting a lot of backlash about it. And I have a few things to say, so make sure that you stay tuned. What is up, everybody? This is Chris from The Rewired Soul, where we talk about the problem, but focus on the solution. And if you're new to my channel is all about mental health. Sometimes I take things from the YouTube community or just pop culture in general to try to teach you how to improve your mental health. But I'm also a mental health advocate, so I try to decrease the stigma, increase awareness, and all that kind of stuff. So if you're into that, make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell, because I make a ton of videos. So let's break it down real quick for those of you who are in a cave and you don't know what's going on with the Shane Dawson series about Jake Paul. Basically, Shane Dawson is doing a series about Jake Paul. Shane believes that Jake might be a sociopath. In his first episode, he talked with a commentary YouTuber by the name of iNabber. In this second episode, he talked with Kati Morton, who has almost 500,000 subscribers. She's a licensed marriage and family therapist. If you watch the videos, I'll link up in the info card. I sang her praises. She's a very smart, well-educated woman, and like she knows her stuff when it comes to mental health and therapy and things like that. So that's one of the reasons she's so popular on the platform. Now, in the video, she talks about sociopaths in a not so kind way. And basically, I was just going through Instagram today. I follow Kati on Instagram, and I saw her story, and I'm like, gah, I need to talk about this. So what I'm gonna do, I'm gonna play you a majority of her Instagram story, and then we'll come back and we'll break it apart, okay?
Hey everybody, I had a video go live today, and I wanna talk a little bit about it because I've gotten a few comments, not a ton, but just a few comments that I think it's kind of important to address your concerns. Now, those comments that I received were people saying that they were like disappointed that I would say that sociopaths or people with antisocial personality disorder can't be fixed. And that's not really what I'm saying. What I'm saying is they don't care to be. And that's because if you listen to the whole video, you have to understand that people who are sociopaths don't feel bad about themselves. They don't want to get better. And so it's not really that we're saying they're unfixable and they're terrible and blah, you should stay away from them. It's just like they don't really feel bad. And for those of us who are not sociopaths, that's really hard for us to understand because we feel bad about it. But just keep in mind that they don't. And I know that that's kind of difficult to understand, but I don't know. You can swipe up here to watch the video and listen, but I'd love to hear your thoughts. And also, a lot of people are talking about sociopath and psychopath being different words. One's born with it, one's created. And I know that there's a lot of information online that supports that, but diagnostically speaking, from a clinician standpoint, there is no difference. And that's just all I have to say about it. But as always, you have every right to have your own opinion. My opinion is not the one and only thing that is important. That's why I love to have conversations with you in the comments. But I hope you found today's video interesting. I did a ton of research. I read a bunch of books about this topic, so I hope you like it. Hey everybody, I find myself getting bullied in comments, and I know I've opened myself to a whole nother group of people, and that's fine, and I'm an adult. And like, if I have to block you, that's what I'm gonna do, because I don't have to allow you to hang out in my pool, because this is my pool. But just to address the people that are like, how dare you talk about sociopaths as they are and like dehumanize them. I'm not dehumanizing them. What I'm doing is telling people what to look out for, because if you haven't recognized this, sociopaths, sociopathy or antisocial personality disorder, they don't have empathy for other people and often utilize other people to further their own gain, which can be really hurtful to a lot of us. And that means that if there's only 4% of the population, 4% of population, otherwise known as 1 in 25 people, have this, I don't want any of us to fall victim to their manipulation. And sure, those people, that can make them sound like they're bad people, but if you're using people for your own gain and not in a thoughtful manner, and if you're not helping people in a loving manner, then I'm sorry, but I'm going to protect the 96% of people who might be negatively affected. And if you are the 4%, then you should get help. But we know, statistically speaking, that those with antisocial personality disorder don't get help. And when they do get help, they actually use the information that they would gain from a therapist such as myself as a way to hurt others. And this isn't meant to stigmatize other mental illnesses. You guys know me. I've been putting out videos forever about all sorts of mental illnesses. And so if you feel upset or hurt by that, that actually means you're not a sociopath. And just know that we need to be more aware. We need to talk about it more. Nobody talks about it. That's really the whole goal of the video, is just to educate and let you know. That's it. Just know that, like most of my viewers, you know, like bullying or shit talking or like harassing people is never going to get you anywhere in the community, and I'll just block you everywhere. As many different, profiles as you can create, because that's just not nice. And I think overall, I'm just upset that people would think that I would want to stigmatize mental illness more. It just shows you don't know me, and I think that's sad to me and disappointing, because I have like 1,000 videos to prove the opposite thing.
All right. So I just want to share my thoughts and my opinions on this, because I'm very torn. I'm very torn on this subject. Like, I had some comments on my video that said kind of the same thing that Katie's been hearing, and I'm torn. I can see both sides of it, because I too am a mental health professional, and it's difficult. It's difficult and it's hard. But first, I'll go on the side of some of the backlash that she's been receiving, because I can definitely understand why. Like, when I was watching the video, when she was talking with Shane Dawson, and like, man, I think, and I'm trying to empathize here, I think Katie's just so comfortable talking in this one-on-one setting and things like that, that, when a camera's on, certain things are, taken in a way where you don't truly understand who Kati Morton is. So basically, like, some of the things that made me kind of like cringe a little, like, and don't quote me verbatim, like, because I'm gonna try to quote off memory what she said, but every time she said something to Shane to the effect, like when Shane's reaction to was like, oh my God, sociopaths, and like Katie said something along the lines of like, yeah, it's really gross, huh? And she said like a few other things, like kind of just saying like they're bad people, and that's when I was like, because like with mental illness, like it's so difficult. And like, I made a video yesterday about Shane being a fixer and how he tries to see the good in all people and stuff, and that's definitely me too. Like, and there's a lot of videos I don't make because I know the public backlash that I can get, but like, I empathize with a lot of people. Like, I may not agree with what they do, I may think they're a disgusting, terrible human being for what they have done, but on a human level, I still empathize. Like, something I always say, and I try to teach it to my clients, is I love everybody, but I don't like everybody, all right? So like, I definitely understand why Katie's getting some of this backlash. Like, here's the thing, on the same day, so yesterday, Kati Morton posted a video on her channel titled like, is he a sociopath? And here's a clip from that.
Dr. Kent Keel published a book in 2014 of his findings from doing research on male inmates. And I know, yes, it's just males, and yes, these are only people in prisons. Now, he was able to compare the brains using structural MRI data of inmates who had scored high on Hare's psychopathy checklist, meaning that they were already psychopaths. That's what that checklist tells us. And he compared those brains with those who did not score high on that checklist, so they're not a sociopath. What they found was astounding. Sociopaths showed reduced gray matter in the orbital frontal cortex, amygdala, hippocampus, insula, temporal lobe, and the anterior and the posterior cingulate, meaning that the entire paralimbic circuitry was impaired. So
yeah, this is something that I try to do on my channel a lot. One of the reasons my channel is called The Rewired Soul is because I talk about how science has proven neuroplasticity and how we can rewire our brain. So Katie, through her extensive research, she learned that sociopaths actually have different brain chemistry than the average person. So like, when you look at that, I look at it in the realm of mental illness, like, this person's brain is not functioning properly, right? With these different parts of the brain interacting with each other and how there's decreased gray matter, like, they're not experiencing empathy in the same way that somebody should, right? So what I would say, what I would argue is that we need to do more research and see how we could fix that, because I don't like the idea, like, every one of these people, obviously every human being has a mother and a father, right? A lot of them have brothers, sisters, and stuff like that. So even criminals, like, I'm of the belief that criminals should be rehabilitated, but if people are biologically different where their brain cannot empathize or have a conscience, the good and bad and stuff like that, like, I think that we need to fund some research to figure out, How the heck do we fix that, you know? Rather than just taking a human life, locking them away forever, and then they're separated from their families and all that kind of stuff. So again, where I can see where some of the people were kind of offended or disagreed with what she said, like, I'm a drug addict and alcoholic in recovery, okay? And like, as I was watching her video with Shane about sociopaths, like, so many addicts, so many people in active addiction have sociopathic tendencies, right? Like, everything I did was to get. I would manipulate, I would lie, I would cheat, I would steal. I not only did it to get and use drugs or get and drink alcohol, I also did it, you know, to women. I did it to friends and family. I would lie, I would say exactly what they needed to hear so I could get what I wanted, right? But I am 6 years clean and sober. If you ask anybody who knows me, I am rehabilitated. So like, I don't believe that people are lost causes. When it comes to sociopaths though, it's difficult because we know their brains are different, and I don't know if science has gotten there, but I don't think that anybody's a lost cause. Okay, now, the pro Kati Morton side, I get it. I get what she's saying, okay? For those of you who don't know, I'm an author too. I write some books. I will link down in the description below. Shameless plug. I wrote a book called Caught in the Crossfire, and it's a book for anybody who's been affected by a drug addict or an alcoholic, right? Because most people, they wanna know, how do I help them? How do I help this person? But in the book, I explain, like, sometimes you gotta cut that person out of your life, right? And like, so I get what Kati's saying, like, it's tough, and like, as mental health professionals, we gotta tell you that tough stuff that isn't always so nice, and it's not so warm and fuzzy and lovey-dovey and stuff like that. Like, for me personally, I did not get clean and sober until people cut ties with me. They had to let me go. My mom was ready to let me die because I was killing myself and refusing to get help. You know what I mean? So like, it's difficult. Like, now that I'm in recovery and I've worked at treatment centers and things like that, like, I have to tell people when they get sober, like, you gotta cut your best friend out of your life. You gotta cut your mom, your dad out of your life. You gotta cut your husband or wife out of your life. We have to tell people that, and that's where I see exactly where Kati Morton's coming from. Like, in her Instagram story, she states that, you know, 1 out of every 25 people, right, are sociopaths. So her view on this is trying to protect the majority of people, and yes, like, it's true. So as mental health professionals, we are stuck in this tricky situation, you know? So I will say this, like, Kati ended her video by saying, like, those of you who follow me and you know me, like, you know better than that, right? And like, this is where I talk about how, you know, people have like black and white thinking. This is a symptom of borderline personality disorder, but a lot of people struggle with black and white thinking, even though you don't have borderline personality disorder. Like, when I saw Kati saying those things, like, my brain, because I struggle with black and white thinking, it wanted me to put Kati from the all good pile into the all bad pile, right? And I had to calm myself down and say, wait, look at Kati as a whole. Look at her as a whole. What does she believe? Who is she as a person? And let me tell you, one of my favorite videos by Kati Morton, which I don't think got nearly as many views as it should have, is she made a video dedicated to the fact that California, years ago, California passed a bill to get a ton of funding for mental health, right? To help the homeless in California, to provide better mental health care. They got a ton of money. But what they're doing is they didn't do anything with that money, and now they're reallocating that money. And Kati took time on her channel to stray away from her normal content and basically do some mental health advocacy. And that right there shows me, as a person who Kati Morton is, and me and her, we're fighting the same fight to try to get more awareness out there to help people get better mental health care and all that kind of stuff. So please, if you're watching this, like if you don't know Kati Morton very well, like, go check out some of her videos. You'll learn to understand her as a person, and I hope my video and my voice on this subject kind of offered you some insight. And like I said, I'm torn on it. Like, I don't know if I would necessarily have worded it the way she did. Shane Dawson is amazing at editing, so is his film guy, Andrew, you know? So there might have been things cut out, but I know Kati loves all people and hopes for the best, but like she said, it's very hard with sociopaths because they might just be pretending to get help. So in my opinion, we need to fund research and see how we can help those people. You know what I mean? But anyways, let me know your thoughts down in the comment section below. I hope this offered you a new point of view, all right? But that's all I got for you. If you like this video, please give it a thumbs up. And if you're new, I'm always making videos to help you out with your mental and emotional well-being. Make sure you subscribe and ring that notification bell. And a huge thank you to everybody supporting the channel over on Patreon. And I actually have a shirt that says mental health, increase awareness, decrease the stigma. Boom, it's right there. Click on the Rewired Soul merch shop if you want to grab yourself one. All right, thanks so much for watching. I'll see you next time.